Forget the x-ray. What you're looking at here. The artist has given us an artery that is half open and half filled with plaque. In the half-opened area, you can clearly see the endothelial cells lining that half-open artery. Now, up until 1980, we used to think of the endothelial cells as these cute little red bricks that were lining our pipe. Well, that all changed. In 1980, down the road in Brooklyn, Dr. Furchtgott was taking the largest blood vessel in the rodent, the aorta, and he would take it and then do this sort of elliptical spiral staircase cut through the aorta, through the endothelial cells. Then he would immerse it in a bath of saline, and it would constrict. But one day, he took that aorta, no cut, no injury to the endothelial cell, immersed it. Whoop! It dilated. It dilated. He did it again. It dilated. So suddenly now, the race was on globally. What was the EDRF that Dr. Furchtgott had discovered? Endothelial-derived relaxation factor. Kind of rolls off your tongue. Yeah. And thank heavens that term was with us only 8 years. In 1988, 3 men, Dr. Furchtgott, Dr. Murad, Dr. Lou Ignarro, discovered that the EDRF was a gas. This is the second word you're going to have to remember today. The gas was called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide. Those 3 men, for that discovery, received in 1998 the Nobel Prize. Why would you get a Nobel Prize for discovering a gas? Well, that gas is responsible for absolutely the salvation and the protection of all of our blood vessels because of its remarkable functions, which include, 1, nitric oxide will keep all the cellular elements within our bloodstream flowing like Teflon rather than Velcro, keeps things from getting sticky. Number 2, nitric oxide is the strongest blood vessel dilator in the body. When you climb stairs, the arteries to your legs, the arteries to your heart, they widen, they dilate. Nitric oxide. Number 3, nitric oxide will protect the wall of your artery from becoming thickened, stiff, or inflamed, protect you from getting high blood pressure, hypertension. Number 4. Now, number 4 is the absolute key. A normal, healthy amount of nitric oxide will protect us all from ever developing any blockages or plaque. So literally, everybody on the planet Earth, whether you're from London, Berlin, Chicago, New York, or Manhasset, if you've got cardiovascular disease, it is because in the previous decades, you have now sufficiently trashed, injured, compromised, and turned your endothelial system into a train wreck that you no longer have enough nitric oxide to protect yourself from developing blockages and plaque. But the good news is this. This is not a malignancy. This is a completely benign foodborne illness. And once you can get your patients, your participants, to understand that never again are they to pass a single morsel through their lips that is going to further injure their endothelial system, then the endothelial system will begin to recover. Make enough nitric oxide so you can stop disease progression. And often, we will see significant elements of disease reversal. Now, example I sometimes use. Here is the level of nitric oxide that you had when you were 8 years old, all right? Now you're 24. Sadly, you get hit by a bus. You die. At autopsy, yeah, you've got early cardiovascular disease. 2 weeks ago, I got a phone call from a 48-year-old gentleman. Dr. Esselstyn, you'd be proud of me. I bought your book after I had a heart attack 2 weeks ago. But you'd be proud of me. I'm following your program 80%. My reply, thank you for your phone call. What you have told us is that in those previous 48 years, you had simply so sufficiently trashed and injured your endothelial cells, you no longer had enough nitric oxide to protect you from having this heart attack. And in addition, what you have told me is that 20% of the time, you were continuing to trash your few remaining endothelial cells to set you up for the second heart attack. Oh, Dr. Esselstyn, I didn't think of it that way. So I just noticed when I was doing this before, I could see you. And what I suddenly see in all these intelligent faces, they're saying to you, I wonder what my level of nitric oxide is.